Hey, welcome back in the field with our good friend Nick Davis with Davis Family Vineyards. You were talking a couple weeks ago about groundwater recharge. I know, being that we're on the outer outskirts of MID out here in Madera, west of the 145, this is kind of an area that is very important to drill down into in terms of making sure we are taking advantage of our excess water for the season. And so I appreciate you meeting us out here. I'd like for you to explain for people that don't understand this, how precious this is to be able to do this, but then also how simple this is to do this, right? So we're recharging here, right?
Right. So this is a vineyard of ours. It's a French Colombard vineyard. You can see we have, it's still winter towards the end of it. It's dormant, but we are participating in groundwater recharge. Like to your point, we want to participate and do what we can to put groundwater or surface water back in the ground so we can use it at a later date, this summer, right? Now, luckily, this vineyard gives us that opportunity because we have the existing concrete line that gives us the ability to do so. Whenever we try to redevelop a vineyard or orchard, we want to keep that existing infrastructure in so that we can participate in an event like this. Not every year can we do this, but this is one of those years that we can, and we definitely want to.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. So I grow stone fruit down in the South Valley. We should always be conscious no matter what, but it's something that we don't have to really think about as often because we've got such good water distribution throughout the year. So this is something that's, it's really low tech. There's not a lot to it. You're basically flooding the rows. You're putting that water right back into the water table, because not to get political, but, our water gets washed away. We don't get to take advantage of this stuff. So I think it's, it's important to kind of look at, low-tech sustainable practices, right? That happen to have such a major impact. So, how long have you guys been pumping and recharging? How many days now?
In the farm operation, we've been at it for about 30 days. In this vineyard, we've been at it for a couple weeks. Now, remember, we're in the Madera irrigation district, right? So it's not necessary that, as far as SGMA goes, that us as a member of the district, it's not necessary that we participate in groundwater recharge. But we do it as a step forward in supporting the farming community as a whole for the vision of farmers, right? So in theory, the district is going to support us and take care of us as a member. But we are going above and beyond, and others are too, who are participating in groundwater recharge to purchase water at a very affordable rate. To say, yes, Madera Irrigation District, we support the effort, we support groundwater recharge, we support farming forever, and we're gonna help the district by putting water back in the ground. That's basically what we're doing. And this is all gravity fed, so we have no irrigation pumps, we're not paying for any electricity. We have some labor involved as far as opening valves, but mostly my brother and I do that.
So being that this is all gravity fed, where's the source of this coming from?
Where's the water, or so it comes down the Frank Canal, and where the road is there's an underground pipeline to a Madera Irrigation District turnout that we open a gate valve, it comes up and it floods into our pipeline here.
That's amazing. There's this valley is so plumbed and piped to service, all this acreage. I mean, and now more than ever, it's been an increasing deal. I mean, I once a lifetime ago, before all this, I was in irrigation and I understand this. And, for the valley, especially in the past 7 years, the access to this type of infrastructure has been more made available. The support from these districts has been more readily supported. And, this is something that you guys have been doing, I would venture to say, probably all your lives, being good stewards of water this way, right?
Right. Well, it's also important to remember that, we have the ability, so this block in particular, or where we're farming in the valley, we have a sandy loam style soil in this area, which is awesome for groundwater recharge, right? So some farmers, I'll walk, talk to family farmers or just farmers in general, say, hey, are you guys taking any water? They say, no, we can't take water. I'm like, why aren't you taking any water, And they say, man, I put water on, I can't get on the field for a week, which is true, right? So not every farmer has ground that can participate in groundwater recharge, right? So if you can, you should try. And then I always suggest, well, look, no, you can't put on as much as we're putting on, okay? But order some water, you know, and put it on the vineyard or the orchard. Go every other row. You know, take 10 acre feet, or just help the district out, right? At the end of the day, like, we got to help the district out. But one thing, and I think a lot of your viewers will appreciate, is we see so much water that goes down the rivers, and it goes straight to the ocean, you know, and that is like the world's worst thing to see. And we don't have to have like groundwater recharge basins, okay? So like you can see here, we don't have a committed piece of land that was developed for a basin and we're putting water on. You know, you can do that, but in our neck of the woods, we don't need to do that, right? Because our soil type allows for percolation and infiltration rates that are really, you know, conducive to groundwater recharge. So what we really need as a community is for more participants in groundwater recharge, and say, yes, order up the water, let's put it in the ground, and then it's gonna help everybody out, right? It's one of those things, like farmers, I think a lot of time, you know, will say, hey, what's in it for me? And I get that. Like back in the day when interest rates were double digits, it's like, if I'm not making any money, like I don't have just extra money to spend to just do this with, okay? But I do feel though, now is a good time that we can say, hey man, we're either all in or all out. I mean, it's up to us as a basin. The state of California is gonna say either yes or no. I mean, we're gonna make it together or we're not. You know, that's kind of how I look at it.
No, it's true. Well, I mean, we appreciate you having us out here. This is quite the scene. You got the view of all this greenery. Everything's still in dormant. You got the mountains out that way, which, you know, more water for us to take advantage of this season. And, this will be interesting. So, you know, we'll come back out and pay a visit probably as these things are starting to get going. And, you know, we appreciate you having us out.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Come on out.
Absolutely.
Visit again.
We will.